Hi guys, welcome back. This is Melissa from Alive Refurbish. Today's video, I'm actually gonna take you along with me as I hunt for some pieces of furniture. We're gonna be looking at mid-century modern pieces, industrial, antiques, which ones I would take home with me, because I ended up taking some. I would just leave alone, which ones I would paint, which ones I wouldn't. So come along, let's look at some beautiful pieces of furniture together. Today, I'm taking you on an adventure with my entire family. My youngest son had a soccer tournament, and we left one day early so we could hunt for furniture treasures. One of the questions I receive all the time is where you find your pieces. And the reality is that my husband and I have this thrill, and we look everywhere we go for any piece of furniture that calls our name or grabs our attention, or we think that we're gonna make a good profit out of. But first, let me tell you about this place that is located west of downtown Kansas City, close to the Missouri River. Back in the 1870s, this place was flourishing. It was full of house bars, restaurants, and hotels, all called Union Street home. It was also a place of trade for Indians and French trappers. That's where the original name came from, the French Bottoms. Unfortunately, back in 1903, there was a disastrous flood, and by the end of the World War II, the West Bottoms took a substantial economic hit and declined over time. But even after all of that, the elegant moldings and detailing of buildings make this place a treasure, a memorable and historical experience. It became a hot spot for our family, so every time we have a soccer tournament in Kansas, we must visit. Not only is a historical experience, but this place is full of furniture and home decor shops. You will find a little bit of every style: antiques, mid-century modern, and even industrial style. When you have a furniture refinishing business, furniture really becomes a passion. So every time I walk into any restaurant, place, or I'm watching a movie, I'm always looking at furniture. It doesn't matter if it's covered up with decor, such as this beautiful hutch. There's also this adorable cabinet that has that original crackle finish that you can obtain by using milk paint. I made a video how you can replicate this finish some months ago. If you know me, you know that I love coffee. So of course I had to take a break, and I went to my favorite shop here. From the laminate ceiling, the metal posts, the lighting, the brick walls, the squeaky wooden floors, tall ceilings. I love the industrial style of this coffee shop. As you come out of the shop through this beautiful red door, across from the coffee shop, there's another beautiful furniture store, and you can see this gorgeous tall armoire. And the entire store has sort of a feeling to it. The antiques are breathtaking. From a business perspective, they are too expensive, but I still like to come and admire. If I didn't do this as a business, this is where I would come to buy my home furniture. I'm really glad that places like this exist, because I wouldn't be able to paint any of the pieces that you see in this store. And although mostly industrial in design, the West Bottoms is one of Kansas City's oldest and most recognized areas. Among all the wonderful shops, there is this one that stands out to me, and that is Martens Memories. It has several floors, and each one has a predominant style. As you walk into this beautiful tall ceiling store to the right, there are tons of old records that my teenagers couldn't wait to go through. And then this file cabinet, I just thought that it was absolutely gorgeous, but from a business perspective, it's a little too high in price. Now this armoire, I would definitely paint. Some browns are just too sad to look at. After looking around for a while, one of the employees offered to give us a ride on this old elevator. I'm never gonna turn that down. These elevators are way too cool to miss out on. We started on the top floor, which was this vintagey mid-century modern mix floor. I love that desk that you see right there. And I also love this tall boy dresser so much that I decided to buy it. I was surprised at how affordable the prices on mid-century modern pieces were here compared to my area. That's why we bought that tall boy dresser, and then I found a treasure. This radio and record player worked perfectly and the sound was amazing, so we're taking this one home and my teenager kept this one. This other piece here that took my breath away, I wouldn't be able to cover with paint, but I would strip it down and restain it with something a little bit lighter and airier. All right, after paying for the pieces we bought here, we load them into the back of our van, and it was lunchtime, so we had to visit our favorite barbecue place, which is called Stack BBQ. I think they have several of these restaurants throughout Kansas. My favorite meat there is roasted lamb. After lunch, we were ready to visit one more store, and to this store, I like to come for inspiration. So you won't see antique or vintage pieces here. They have more of the newer style, but I like to come and look at the finishes on the pieces that they're selling to see if I love one that I would like to replicate. And as you know, when you sell furniture, you have to stage it in a way that people see it in their own home. So I like to come and look for ideas in how I could stage my own pieces. Sometimes I like to buy all the core items here, the greenery. I have bought that kind of thing. If you ever decide to visit the West Bottoms, I recommend to come to First Friday weekend. This event is the largest vintage and antique market sale in the US, which means that many of the most prominent and popular antique dealers open their shops to reveal their thrifty picks to the masses. Now that we're done doing all the shopping, I'm gonna leave a list of the top most favorite places to visit here at the West Bottoms. We truly enjoy our visit every time we come down. In case you're wondering, my son did awesome in his soccer tournament and it's time to head back. I hope you enjoy our shopping time together. Thank you so much for going furniture hunting with me. Leave a comment, let me know which one was your favorite piece on today's video. If you enjoyed today's content, please remember to subscribe. Out of the 3 pieces that we purchased on our trip, I already gave 2 of those makeovers. So if you haven't watched those, make sure to check them out on the slides here. And don't forget that just like there's hope for these pieces of furniture, doesn't matter how tough things get, there's always hope for you. I will see you guys next week.